are back live on pitch 1 for the 4 p.m. game between the Vietnam Men's Open taking Australia Men's Open. And Shane had a bit of an hour-long break there, and well needed. It's been a frantic, fantastic day of rugby, and things at a breathtaking pace.
Yeah, definitely. It's been non-stop so far here, so getting that break there was nice for us, and delighted to be back down again at pitch 1, ready for this upcoming match in the Men's Open category.
We get just another look at the fantastic facilities we were making use of for the week, and couldn't pick a better venue to host the first Tag Rugby World Cup in 5 years, the first ever in the Northern Hemisphere, and UL giving a great account of itself with its hosting abilities. And speaking of hosting, that opening ceremony from yesterday, absolutely fantastic stuff. And yeah, it's just, I think it's really set the tone for how this week is going to go. And brilliant to see so many teams, so many people involved.
Yeah, definitely, and fantastic hakas on display as well from the New Zealand teams. Really treated us to a fantastic performance there, and then we moved on to music.
Yeah, we've seen hakas, war cries, instruments, all sorts of different cultures on display, and it's brilliant to see.
Yeah, couldn't expect any less at a World Cup.
Yeah, it's nice to have the bit of pageantry and the big game feel to the atmosphere. And all the games we've watched so far in pitch 1 have been really incredible, and I'm sure that'll continue as we head into the afternoon's round of games, which of course starts with the 4 p.m. game between Vietnam Men's Open versus Australia Men's Open.
Yeah, and as we're seeing from these background images as well, Australia Men's 30s were on last night. So this, I think, is the first time we get to see Australia Men's Open.
As we just get a look there at the Vietnam team, not making use of a full 20-person squad, but definitely enough there to have a few subs and a bit of rotation, which we've seen has been so important to the teams throughout this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a lot of the teams we've seen have had that full 20 or close to it, and they've been able to keep really fresh, keep fit, and just keep up the pace throughout the full 40 minutes. So you'd worry for teams that don't get those numbers, but both these teams here are at a decent complement.
Yeah, nice kit on Vietnam as well, that yellow and maroon combination. And here's the Australia Men's Open team. Again, a theme throughout the Australian teams, a huge squad, making full use of their numbers. And if they're anything like any of the other Australian teams we watched the mixed, the 30s, and the women's. They just look incredibly effective. And I'm sure each of these Australian teams are a well-oiled machine. So definitely a huge challenge for Vietnam. But you got to feel the Australia clean sweep has got to come to an end at some stage. And can Vietnam be the ones to do it?
Yeah, we've covered a lot of Australia games so far, as you say, on pitch 1 here. So would be nice to see a bit of variety in the final scores.
That's a very polite way of saying we're 16 Australia win. Variety in the scores. And again, yeah, there's nice kits on display. Nice kits to go with the nice facilities. Look good, feel good all around. As we hear 30 seconds until opening kickoff. We're going to get the klaxon followed by the referee's whistle, and it's going to be the Australia Men's Open team kicking first. Number 8 there, Cameron Lloyd, making sure his leg is good and ready for the kick. There's the klaxon, and there's the kick from Cameron Lloyd.
Well controlled by Vietnam. And brought up quickly to those oncoming defenders. Just working through the phases at the moment, Vietnam.
Yeah, geez, some good early tags here from Australia, getting 3 or 4 in quick succession.
Keeping good pressure on the Vietnam players. That's a good kick and well chased. Unfortunately missed the tag, but it's made eventually.
Oh, the speed of the passing. What a spin there from Jack Cooper.
But a forward pass, so it's turnover to Vietnam.
Daniel Park trying to gain ground for Vietnam there. Back with Daniel Park, pops it left, continues to go left. Oh, and a brilliant run.
Great powerful run there from Quang Huang. And I think this could be last tag now for Vietnam, so they need to do something with it.
Oh yeah, and they go for the grubber.
Yeah. Just keep it safe. Make sure you get the tag once that Australian player recovers it, and pin them back here in their own territory. No tag made there. The player was offside, I believe, so the ref is playing advantage. So it'll be a penalty here for Australia.
Cameron Lloyd to take. We got Ben Hopton next to him. Has to go it alone.
Makes decent ground, giving his team a good platform to attack from in the centre of the pitch here.
Oh, great take there. And are they in? They are. Australia's number 5, Kea Ardita, with the opening try after 2.5 minutes. And that's 1-0 Australia. Brilliant hands and brilliant run from Ardita.
Yeah, that was just Vietnam defence just ran out of numbers, bit in on that dummy, and it was a great pass away to put Ardita home.
Looks like his number 20, Mitchell Pitscheider, telling Ardita to go for the box try. But that was well marked out by the Vietnam defence. So at least not 2 down.
And these travelling players treated to some wonderful Irish weather. Just the rain starting to pick up a bit more here.
Yeah,
so
they got a taste last night. Of course, the opening ceremony had to be moved indoors. And yeah, getting a little bit drizzly now. And tough conditions to play ball in.
Yeah, we'll see possibly a couple of dropped passes and unforced errors. So both teams will need to be a little bit more careful than they possibly would be used to.
Yeah, just another factor for the teams to have to worry about. Oh, great tag.
Great passing out wide here by Australia, but well tagged by Vietnam. Australia continuing their forward march. They're looking threatening.
And that's going to count, isn't it? Try there
It
for
is.
number 2, Larry Greg Williams. Great reflexes there to pounce on the spilled pass.
I think one of the Vietnamese defenders was calling that was possibly forward, but ref didn't see it that way, and try stands. Great pass over the top to just take it out of that reach of the defender.
And a dream start here for Australia after 5 minutes.
Yeah, Vietnam happy to carry it up that left channel and just make a bit of ground as they go, but the defender's a bit overzealous there and causes contact, so It's a penalty for Vietnam. They get to continue their approach up the pitch.
She's Kyle Welch flying into the tags there. 2 or 3 diving tags he's made in a row. Misses that one, but Australia recover.
And great hands to hold on to that there by Australia. Just an unfortunate dropped ball by Vietnam. As we say, it's getting wet and windy out there, so the conditions are not ideal, but both teams will have to manage that as they continue in this match. Good rushing
tag there from Daniel Park. Or the number 0, Dan Dang. Oh, but what a run. Into the bonus box try goes number 9, Sam Curtin. And Sam Curtin, could that be curtains for Vietnam? As Australia head into a 4-0 lead now after that bonus try from Sam Curtin.
You hope that that Vietnam can have plenty of time to pull back something else here. But as it stands, 4-0 Australia.
Yeah, dream start. 6.5 minutes in, 4-0 up. It's a superb start to this game from Australia, and not seemingly put off by this Irish weather.
Yeah, you can see it really coming down now. So this game might slow down a little. We'll see how the teams manage it. Good run, but good tags by Australia. Oh,
that'd have been very good if it worked out, but a missed kick there. Blame the wind and rain.
Exactly.
I think Quan Huang will there.
The kicks deep into the opponent's defensive line will be pretty effective in this slippy weather. Be really hard for the sweepers to deal with. So we might see a bit of that again. Although for right now, Australia are close enough that they don't want to risk it, and they're happy to just play simple ball, simple phases up, and try open up their own gaps like that.
Could they be in again? Brendan Martin.
Brilliant run, brilliant dummy to just open up that space for himself and get through for Australia's 5th point.
Yeah, 5-0 after 8 minutes.
We just see this again. The loop around back to the right.
Lovely pass. And Brendan Martin able to take his try, but a superb pass there from Mitchell Pitscheider. Lovely reverse pass. And yeah, if you're Vietnam, things are not ideal. And this is not weather you want to be 5-0 down in. You know, if you're playing in the cold and rain, you know, it's demoralising enough already without being behind by a huge score.
Yeah, and you'd think that Australia might look to just play safe, play a lot of defense, just leave Vietnam be the ones who have to try to make something work.
Tire themselves out.
Yeah, it's really coming down now. Great little dummy switch there by Vietnam, but was well covered by Australia. Might look to kick deep now.
And they do. Well recovered.
Well handled there. Oh, and a great tag by Aidan Tran there, I believe.
Oh, no tag.
No tag. The ref might give it as a...
Looked like that one, yeah. It looked like maybe the shorts were pulled instead of the tags.
Yeah, so it slowed his run, and he'll come back for a penalty to Australia.
And retained by Ben Hupton.
But just missed on that pass there by Larry Greg Williams. Pass just out in front of him. A little awkward to grab, and it's possession Vietnam. Bit of contact there, I believe, from the... yeah, maybe contact after a pass. So Vietnam again run down this left wing, try to make something work out here.
Fumbled backwards, recovered by Vietnam, but they don't want to be taking their tags here.
No.
Australia trying to put on a squeeze. Great diving tag there from number 6, Drayden Harris.
Good
but a
kick
grubber
in behind.
attempt. Recovered by Larry Greg Williams.
Not sure what the penalty's for there, but Vietnam will definitely take it. They're in a good attacking platform here now, and hoping to put some points on the board. Was Aiden Tran running through, but tagged well by Australia.
Yeah, first read attack for Vietnam here after 12 minutes. Hoping to get points on the board.
Another penalty there. I believe the defender was offside, so another tag reset. Vietnam with a couple of opportunities here to get to the line. There's a good hard running line there, but stopped well by the Australian defence.
And they're in!
Brilliant hip movement to avoid those two tags, and that's first try for Vietnam.
Yeah, and it's 1 point for their number 1, Frankie Nguyen. Yeah,
just
brilliant movement there.
Did really, really well to just keep those tags away from the defenders, and rewarded with a point for Vietnam.
Very awkward for Australia to deal with, but they keep it in play.
Tagged well. There's a good cover from Vietnam, and ball out.
Oh, what a run. What a run from
Keenan
Kynan
Ward.
Ward.
And he's all the way through.
All the way. What a run that was from Kynan Ward.
Brilliant to just, again, make the bit of space for himself with that dummy pass. Just send the defender a little away from him.
Oh, just kept going. Leaving bodies in his wake. And touching down there. And just when Vietnam thought they'd give themselves a lifeline, Australia restored the 5-point lead.
Just over 6 minutes now left in this half. You'd see if you're a Vietnam supporter, you'd hope that they can put a bit more on the board before they get in to half time.
Definitely, yeah. Tough to go into half time being 5 down.
Against Australia, though, they're very fierce opponents. Well held there. And good tag then as well by Brendan Martin.
Oh,
Vietnam look to
Vietnam.
spread it out
Good
here.
slick passing.
But tagged, and I believe last tag, so it's a turnover. Bit of a goose step there from Kyle Welch. Passed out to his wing.
Brilliant recycling of possession by Australia. Oh, and Martin again going for the box. And Brendan Martin gets his second try of the game.
Brilliant little bit of footwork there to just confuse the defender get that space to open up, and just great acceleration to burst into the gap.
Yeah.
Just watch here.
Oh, wrong foot's him. Bursts away and have the spatial awareness to get it into the box.
Brilliant. And points to someone in the crowd. I'm sure some supporters who've travelled quite a ways to get here to Limerick. They'll be happy with Australia's performance so far.
Definitely, yeah, looking worth the trip anyway.
Good bit of a run there from Vietnam, and there was a bit of contact made by the defender, so unfortunate there though. As we say, the ball is very slippy at the moment, and
Vietnam just too eager there to get going.
Yeah.
And we are back for the start of the second half in this men's open game between Vietnam and Australia. And Australia with a huge commanding lead at half-time, going into the break 10-1 up. And tough to see a way back into the game for Vietnam, Shane.
Yeah, you'd think so. Hopefully they can just get a few more points on the board, gain some positives from this game to help them going forward with the rest of this World Cup.
Unless we're about to see the greatest comeback of all time, which is always a possibility. But from the first half, yeah, it's going to take something, a monumental shift for Vietnam to get into this game.
You'd think so. Good tagging so far, but great attack from Australia. They're really making the grounds.
Oh,
And
brilliant play there from number 13, Kyle Welch.
and a penalty there for a bit of short pulling, I think. So Australia get a fresh tag count.
Oh, and did it fall off with the no, the tag was made.
Tag made. Vietnam opting not to mark and just hold their line.
Oh, great tag there
again
from Quan Huang. But Australia perilously close here.
Yeah, you feel Vietnam have to hold this out. Can't let them through again this early after half time.
Oh, great switch. But again, another good tag. And the try is
like
good.
through. Yep.
Just like
good.
that. Australia now 11-1 up. And it actually looked like, it looked like the pass had gone wrong. But it was backwards. And that's all that matters. And there's number 11, Dan Kelly, putting Australia 11-1 up now. Yeah, and these Australian teams that we've seen so far, Shane, they're like Terminators.
Yeah.
They just keep going and going. No off switch. They're just taking everything at full speed and full intensity all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the standard is really great by these Australian players, and they're definitely the ones to beat in pretty much every division.
Looking very much like the final boss that someone will have to slay if they want to win anything at this World Cup.
Looks like it. And Vietnam hoping to get a few more tries here against them. They're working it well up this right side. Ball blocked, so not sure as the referee called that was played at, so we'll see what tag count Vietnam is on. I believe it did reset. Vietnam just working their way at that Australian defence.
Yeah, good footwork there from Arden Tran. Oh, lovely kick. Oh! I'll say that'd be a knock on against Greg Williams. Possession back with Vietnam.
So Vietnam hoping to take advantage of this attacking position, getting it out wide, but tagged there just before that pass and getting through. Good hands to get that away. Oh, but no, tag was made beforehand.
Oh, and just overcomplicated things there, Anthony Pham, but still back with Vietnam.
Yeah, they're really trying to break through this Australia defence, but they're not budging at the moment. Penalty though for closing the gap, so Vietnam get to work with a fresh tag count and keep trying, keep knocking at that door. But Australia's defence so far is holding firm. Here we see a big looping pass out to the wing and cut back inside by Anthony Pham. Could be another contact penalty there.
Australian players going to the sin bin there.
Yeah, looks like a yellow card for an Australian player.
Yeah,
Could have
number
been
11, Dan Kelly.
Didn't look like he was involved in the play, I don't think. So maybe it was for
maybe something he said.
yeah. Bit of back chat to the referee. So it looks like that pass there was cut out by an Australian player, knocked back over their own line. So it'll be a dropout by Australia to give Vietnam back possession. And that kick does find touch. So Vietnam launching an attack now from back in their own half. And so close to getting a try there, but just unfortunate enough not to.
Yeah, but good opportunity now for Vietnam, being a player up. To see if they can capitalise on that.
Yeah, you'd hope so. And they need to hit this Australian line with a bit of intensity, like it looks like they're doing. But good tag there by Kaya Ardita. A good kick there, but blocked, and that could be a tag reset. So Vietnam are working their way up well. They're looking good in attack so far. It's just the Australia defence has been so strong.
Yeah, it's so good at going on the counter attack. How many times have Vietnam been on the edge of the Australian area, and Australia just able to go up the other end and score.
Yeah, but a bit of patience and something could open up for them.
Oh, and a grubber attempt here.
I think there was a late tag possibly on the kicker, so a penalty Vietnam. Australia at the moment are gifting a lot of tags to Vietnam, but happy to leave them just run at them and keep making those tags.
Yeah, it's one of the luxuries of being 11-1 up. You can implement that kind of strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, good pass. Oh, unfortunate fumble there.
Unlucky
knocked
there
on.
for Vietnam. And looks like the ref has moved it up 10 metres for the player throwing the ball away, trying to slow it down. So Australia now kicking deep into Vietnam
will it find the
territory.
50-10? Oh, nearly finding the 50-10 perfectly there.
And still away.
A
bit of penalty there, yeah. Some short pulling to make that tag.
Good running there from Raymond Vuong. Taking one for the team there.
It's been all Vietnam in attack so far, really, in the second half. But still, just the 1 point to show for it. Not sure what was the call there. Might have rolled the ball wrong, so it's back to Australia. Good tag there by Vietnam.
Oh,
great hip movement, but
yeah,
good
Kyle
tag
Welch
to make
nearly
sure
through there. But yeah, good defending from Vietnam. Oh, and they're in again. Number 4, William Berkeley.
Great hard
slides
running
in
from him there. Almost seemed to slip over the line. Just again that tiny little show and go.
Just to part the defence like the Red Sea. And William Berkeley happy to put his team 12-1 up.
Ball kicked out the back of Vietnam's line, so they will drop it back to Australia.
I For this one, you're allowed to kick as high as you want. Oh, risky strategy there.
Didn't go 10, so it'll be Australia's ball there. And the Sinbind player is back and is subbing off.
Oh, and a touchdown again, Australia. Number 13, Kyle Welch. He's had a brilliant game, and he gets a try to show for his efforts there.
Yeah, just getting away from those tags brilliantly. Just not much that Vietnam could do about that, unfortunately. Just so quick. And slides right
takes
through.
out two of them. And Kyle Welch, certainly not welching on his duties within this team. Made plenty of tags and had the try to show for his efforts now as well.
And Australia have it again in the Vietnamese half. Great tag there.
Yeah, and as it stands, Shane, I think Australia have had 8 different try scorers so far. Just goes to show the strength and depth of this team.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone on the ball has looked so dangerous, as we say it. Kynan Ward, one of the try scorers, just sliding through past a couple of the first attempts at the tags. Yeah, this Australian men's opens team.
And he's in.
Clinical as you like. Sam Curtin with
number
the
9.
second try.
Oh, great spin there. Sam Kurt spin. Not sure if that'll catch on. But yeah, second try of the game for him, and putting Australia miles ahead now. 14-1 up.
And although the rain has started to clear up, the wind is really picking up behind the backs of the Australia team. So those kicks will be travelling much further along the slippy ground. We'll have to see if they implement that tactic once they get it back.
But Curtin in for his hat-trick. Sam Curtin, hat-trick hero at a World Cup.
Just picked out of the air. Was watching that pass like a hawk, and you see him now just slides right through, no urgency, and puts it down.
Yeah, and if you're Vietnam at this stage now, you're almost hoping the ref blows it up a little bit early.
They're still hoping to work something here, show a bit more for their efforts than the 1 point they got in the first half. They've looked a good team. They've had a lot of convincing attack, but the Australia defence is just impenetrable. Great pass back to the blind side and a good kick along the tram lines.
Kick, yeah, awkward for Australia to deal with.
Looking to rush out.
It's back with Greg Williams.
But tagged well.
Oh, brilliant footwork there from Ben Hupton. Still Ben Hupton.
Oh, and an intercept picked out. Oh, unfortunately Daniel Park couldn't make it away from the defenders, but he's got his team in a good position to attack from.
Don't send it to me.
Vietnam with the little poke in behind and a good tag.
Yeah, and credit to Vietnam, they have kept going. You know, they haven't let the heads drop. But
No.
they're just up against a phenomenal opponent.
Yeah. Pass out wide and out to the last man. He's got acres of space to run
16,
into.
Ben Johnston, all the way, Ben Johnston.
And a lovely try there.
That's the 9th different try scorer Australia have had in this game. Ben Johnston, what a run. And a good dive into the try there.
Just about 5 minutes left to go in this game here between Australia Men's Open and Vietnam Men's Open. It's 16-1, and you'd hope that Vietnam could maybe pull back a few more points.
Turnover says the ref.
Here, I think he ruled that the player surrendered and got tagged deliberately. So Vietnam working out from their half again. Contact made by the defender there. The player thought he might have been tagged and seemed to slow down and loop back towards where he thought it was, but it wasn't the case. Oh, unfortunate fumble there.
And it's just been that kind of day at the office for Vietnam.
Yeah, just small things not going their way, couple of little errors, and this Australia team just really know how to capitalise on those little mistakes. You can't give them an inch.
Oh,
showing that here.
a box try.
Cameron Lloyd with the box try,
making that the 10th different try scorer Australia have had in this game, which is a phenomenal return.
Just a great line to come back inside after all the defenders had been pulled out
Oh,
wide.
and there was someone chomping at his legs there, but still had the ability to get over and down into the box. And yeah, as professional and as efficient a performance as you'll ever see from this Australia team.
You can see those kicks are just brutal at the Vietnam players.
Yeah, so tough to deal with at the best of times, never mind with a bit of extra wind.
Yeah.
So the pass was technically backwards, was it?
And the ref has ruled a knock on, so turnover to Australia. Just missed the first tag there, but got on the second attempt.
And Australia still even with only 2 minutes left and leading by 17 points. Still they want more.
But a turnover here. I think the ref wasn't happy with the rolled ball, so back to Vietnam. They'll hope maybe to have this one last attack and make something of it. You'd think at this stage they might need to kick for territory, aim for a 50-10 possibly.
Yeah,
and
just get the ball out of their own half, do whatever it takes.
Get a better attack.
Oh, they heard us. But
unfortunately,
not too much impetus on getting forward.
And I believe the tag was made before the kick, so it's a turnover. They ran out of tags, and Australia again to attack in this final minute. Great ball away.
Oh, now they're just showing off. Number 15, Ben Flakis. Another box try, another 2 points for Australia. And that the 11th different try scorer Australia have had in this men's open game.
Yeah, you'd almost be better off naming players who weren't.
Literally, yeah, it's a smaller list who haven't scored, which is absolutely mental. But yeah, credit to Australia. What a performance. And for Vietnam, it's definitely just about picking themselves back up for their next games. As the klaxon goes for the last play, and the ref will call it, and it's official. Australia Men's Open 20, Vietnam Men's Open 1. One of the most one-sided games you're going to see. But come back to us at 5 o'clock on pitch 1. We have the Australia Mixed Seniors taking on the Alliance Mixed Seniors. Sure to be a cracker at 5 o'clock.